So many of you have been telling me, you're phoning me, emailing me, messaging me, that you just can't find a good property deal. That in today's market, because it's been a really fast moving market, stuff's going and you can't find a good deal. On today's Property Investment with Abby, I want to show you how you can find great deals like this quickly, easily in today's market. So this is my latest auction property that I've bought. So I bought this property for about 156,000 at auction. As you can see, the builders have been in it, been bashing it around. The refurb's gonna be about £70,000, just with materials and the price of things. And we are transforming this unloved house into a 4-bed family home. That's 4 bedrooms with utility, downstairs toilet, open plan kitchen diner, lovely living room, massive conservatory. Upstairs you've got big bedrooms and one's an ensuite. And we've got all this massive garden as well. Once we're done, we're hoping to get a valuation of 330,000. The long-term game is to keep this one, pop a tenant in it, and just enjoy the passive income it gives us and the price, the house going up in value. Now, the big thing with this house that put a lot of people off is it's next to a cemetery. It needed a lot of work doing. It had been empty for a long time and next to a cemetery, but you can't actually see the cemetery. So I think this is a steal. The size of the house, the size of the land, this is awesome. Auction is your best bet at the moment for getting a cracking property deal. So many people aren't doing auctions and they can't get properties because they're going like wildfire on Rightmove. Spoke to an agent yesterday who wouldn't even let me view because she had too many viewings lined up. But auctions are great because you get to view, you get to bid, and hopefully like this you'll be able to bid out. Now, there's a few things you need to know about auctions. Number one, you need to know what you're doing, obviously, because buying at auction can be good or it can be bad. So I would always say, if you're going to buy a property at auction, go and view the property first. Make sure you completely understand the amount of works it's going to take. Number two, get the legal pack checked. We have great solicitors. They're called Paragon Legals, and they check our auction pack and make sure we really understand what we're buying. Some people that are selling at auction can put all sorts of clauses in the auction pack, like if the current tenant, the last tenant that lived here left in arrears, it might be in the auction pack, but I have to pay them arrears. So you have to be super careful to get your auction pack. Set your limit, so on the day, auctions are quite exciting and it's really, you want to overbid and you want to keep bidding, but there's a max because it's a property investment. You don't want to go over, so set your limit and then go for it. You need to be pre-registered before the auction. This was an online auction, so I had to send proof of deposit or proof of funds if I was buying it, mortgage paperwork if I was putting a mortgage on it, solicitor details, because on the strike of the hammer, you have exchanged, you have got that property, and you've only literally got about 30 days to then get it over the mark. Auctions are crackers, and this one's gonna be stunning. So one of the biggest things that I've been taught by my mentor, and if you saw my video back in August of me actually buying this, you'll have seen I broke my rule and went over, because it's so easy to try and buy with your heart and get excited, but you have to buy with your head. Property investment, you have to look at the numbers if it works, and it's going to make a good investment. So always buy with your head and stick to that limit. I mean, this was originally on auction for 150, and I put my limit there and stuck to it, so make sure you do too. The other really exciting fact about this property is the auction was online and I wasn't even in the country when I bought it. So I was on holiday in Croatia with my partner Gordy, and we'd been out in the morning to the lovely beaches in Croatia, and we'd come back and we just logged on. Half an hour later, we'd bought ourselves a property deal. My investor was teed up ready, so this has been bought using joint venture finance. He's dead excited about it, and he was at the time, and we could ring him from Croatia and give him the good news that we've got the property. So if you're dead serious about doing this, going to buy some stuff at auction, you definitely need to know what you're doing. Now, Touchstone has an auction course, so pop your comment below the video if you want to find out about our auction course. It's really good and it'll give you all the information so you can safely, securely buy at auction and get proper steals like this property is. The cool thing about this property is it shares a driveway with a cemetery, and it might put people off, but when you're actually in the property, because of how the bushes and everything is, you get the lovely views from the front. You can't really see the cemetery. I think the fact there's one window in the house that can overlook the cemetery, so it's quite cool. The other cool thing is this belongs to the house. So this is their like garage, and this is the land that they've got with it. So they've got parking for several vehicles and their garage, and parking right in front of the house. So when we first bought it, we looked into it. Now Doncaster Council are planning to put the entrance to this cemetery in a different location. When they do that, we will be able to have a chat with them and see if we could buy this road, the access and this land to make it something bigger. And then we've got several options. We can, that's going to stay at the house at the minute and be a garage, but once the tenant moves on, we could make that into a commercial unit, or we could make it into, you know, a studio, little one-bed house for people. But we're going to sort out this access, because at the minute we share an access with the cemetery. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. Remember, if you're feeling like you can't get a property deal, stuff's flying at the minute, you've got two choices. You go and get direct to vendor, or alternatively, you can do auction purchase. Subscribe, drop me a comment, and I'll see you soon.